My Lord Honorable Acting Chief Justice, my Lords Honorable Judges, Chairman of the Bar Council, Additional Solicitor General of India, Additional Advocates General, Deputy Solicitor General, Public Prosecutor, President of the Telangana High Court Advocates Association, Registrars, Director of the Judicial Academy, Secretary of the Telangana State Legal Services Authority, Secretary of Law and Legislative Affairs, Government of Telangana, respected senior members of the Bar, Mrs. Anaga Paul and family members, relatives of Justice Sujoy Paul, senior advocates, dear members of the Bar. We have assembled here today in this full court to bid farewell to one of the distinguished Judge, Honorable Justice Sujoy Paul, on his transfer from the High Court of Telangana to the High Court of Calcutta, pursuant to the notification dated 14th July 2025, issued by Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. His Lordship Justice Sujoy Paul was born on 25th June 1964 to late Sri Noni Gopal Paul and Srimati Manju Shri Paul. His Lordship pursued his undergraduate degree from Rani Durgavati University, Madhya Pradesh. Subsequently, completed his LLB and LLM from Rani Durgavati University as well. Lordship's legal career began when he was enrolled as advocate in the year 1990 in the Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh. Lordships practiced in diverse fields of law like civil, constitutional, industrial and service laws. Lordships was elevated as additional judge of High Court of Madhya Pradesh at Jabalpur on 27th May 2011 and permanent judge on 14th April 2014. His Lordship was given the additional charge of Director of National Judicial Academy at Bhopal for 8 months, along with his regular office of Judge of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. The Madhya Pradesh High Court has 3 benches, the principal judge at Jabalpur and other benches at Indore and Gwalior. His Lordship discharged duties in all the 3 benches. On 12th February 2024, His Lordship requested the Supreme Court Collegium for a voluntary transfer on the ground that his son Kabir started practice in the same court. The Supreme Court Collegium acceded to the request of His Lordships and issued notification on 13th February 2024. Thereafter, His Lordships took oath as Judge of the High Court of the State of Telangana on 26th March 2024. We should be thankful to Kabir. Subsequently, His Lordships was appointed to perform the duties of the office of the Chief Justice of the High Court for the state and was appointed as the Acting Chief Justice on 21st January 2025. His Lordships has authored several judgments in Madhya Pradesh and Telangana High Courts. During His Lordship's tenure as the Judge of the Honorable High Court at Telangana, His Lordships in a span of 255 working days had disposed of 4,223 main cases and 5,700 miscellaneous cases. Many of His Lordship's judgments are reported spanning various fields of law. To name a few, in Madhya Pradesh High Court, in a full bench decision reported in ILR 2020 MP 647, Meenakshi Dubey versus Purva Kshetra Vidyut Vidran, His Lordship sitting with Justice J.P. Gupta and Justice Nandita Dubey authored the judgment. His Lordship primarily dealt with the constitutional validity of clauses 2.2 and 2.4 of the state government's policy on compassionate appointments, which excluded married daughters from being considered for employment after the death of a government employee. The petitioner, a married daughter, challenged the denial of appointment on the grounds that it violated 14, 15 and 16 of the Constitution. His Lordships, after examining whether such exclusion based on marital status would stand constitutional scrutiny when no such restriction applied to married sons, held clause 2.2 to be unconstitutional, stating that it imposed an arbitrary and discriminatory classification between married sons and married daughters. His Lordships relied on precedents and international obligations, particularly India's commitment under Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women, to assert that the state cannot enforce policies that perpetuate gender-based exclusion. Ultimately, His Lordships affirmed that married daughters are equally entitled to be considered for compassionate appointments, provided they fulfill the criteria of dependency, and that any distinction based purely on gender or marital status violates the equality clause of the Constitution. This judgment remarks His Lordship's contributions to significant and commendable advancement in the recognition of the constitutional rights for women. In Rajasthan Patrika Private Limited versus State of Madhya Pradesh, His Lordship, sitting along with Justice Muhammad Fahim Anwar, authored the judgment. His Lordships primarily dealt with the validity of references made by the state government under Section 17(2) of the Working Journalist and Other Newspaper Employees Conditions of Service and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1955 to the Labour Code for adjudicating claims arising out of the Majitya Wage Board Award. The petitioners' several newspaper establishments challenged these references on the ground that there was no prior determination of dues or employment relationship, and hence no dispute could be referred. They contended that 17(2) functioned in the nature of an execution provision similar to Section 33(c)(2) of the Industrial Disputes Act, and that the Labour Court lacked jurisdiction unless a crystallized right or amount has been adjudicated. His Lordships rejected these contentions and held that Section 17 is not pari materia with 33(c)(2) of the Industrial Disputes Act, and that it constitutes a self-contained mechanism that allows the state to refer not only disputes over the quantum of dues, but also those invoking the very existence of an employer-employee relationship. His Lordships also clarified that contractual and part-time employees can fall within the scope of newspaper employees under the Act, and relied on Supreme Court precedents such as Abhishek Raja versus Sanjay Gupta. Ultimately, His Lordships upheld the references as lawful and within jurisdiction, affirming that the disputes were appropriately referred for full adjudication under the statutory scheme. This judgment reflects His Lordship's thoughtful and principled reaffirmation of the autonomy of judicial forums, particularly in the realm of labour adjudication. In Chemudugunta Niharika and others versus State of Telangana, WP number 1255 of 2025 and batch, His Lordship, sitting along with Justice Renuka Yara, authored the judgment. His Lordships adjudicated the issue relating to the validity of caste certificate issued by the government of Andhra Pradesh to secure admission in PG NEET course in the Kaloji Narayan Rao University in Telangana. The case of the petitioner was that she belonged to scheduled caste community and holds caste certificate issued by the state of Andhra Pradesh. The respondent, Kaloji Narayan Rao University, issued its prospectus and asked the candidates to upload the caste certificate issued by the state of Telangana on the online portal for the purpose of counselling. The grievance of the petitioner was that she qualified as a local candidate in Telangana, but the caste certificate is issued by the government of Andhra Pradesh and the same is not made valid in the state of Telangana. Hence, the petitioner was not able to seek the benefit of reservation and had to compete in the open category. The petitioner also contended that Mala is a notified SC community in both the states. The caste certificate issued in Andhra Pradesh should be valid in both the states. His Lordships, after perusing the record, dismissed the writ petition filed by the petitioners. His Lordships relied on the judgment of the Apex Court in Marri Chandrasekhar Rao versus Dean Seth GS Medical College, where the Apex Court held that a caste certificate of one state cannot be used in another state where the candidate migrates for the purpose of employment or education. Lordships, after relying on 3 constitutional bench decisions in Marri Chandrasekhar, Action Committee and Bir Singh, reiterated that Article 341 and 342 specifically contains in relation to that state or union territory for the purposes of this constitution, that it indicates the benefits of reservation envisioned under the constitution are limited to the specific geographical boundaries of the state or the union territory. This judgment is a reflection of His Lordship's unwavering commitment to the rule of law, particularly through a disciplined and principled adherence to judicial precedent and the doctrine of ratio decidendi. In CMR Engineering Educational Society versus State of Telangana and batch decided on 3/7/2025, Lordship sitting along with Justice Renuka Yara authored the judgment. His Lordships had dealt with the issue of additional intake of seats in engineering colleges and power of the state under Section 20 of the Telangana Education Act. The case of the appellant petitioners was that there was discrimination in the increased intake of seats in Medchal Malkajgiri district for the academic year 24-25. The appellants also contended that they had permission from the All India Council for Technical Education and a no objection certificate from the respondent JNTU University for increase in intake of seats, and the same cannot be rejected by the state of Telangana. The contention of the respondent state was that Section 20, Subclause 3 of the Education Act has already received the approval of the Supreme Court and must therefore be interpreted in that light. The statute employs the term locality rather than district, thereby conferring upon the government the authority to determine the necessity for increasing additional seats based on the needs of a particular locality. Accordingly, where the state government has strictly adhered to the prescribed procedure, it is not open to the courts to re-evaluate such administrative decisions as if in appeal. His Lordships, after hearing both the parties, deduced that a careful reading of 20 Subclause 3 of the Education Act reveals that prior to granting permission under subsection 2, the authority must assess the need for educational facilities in the locality. In the present case, the government has validly exercised this discretion by treating each area as a separate locality. His Lordships upheld the order passed by the learned single judge and held that the state's decision to assess the need of a locality-wise basis aligns with the intent and purpose of Section 20 of the Education Act. Therefore, the appellants cannot seek parity with institutions situated in other localities, as the evaluation must be based on the specific needs of each locality, not district as a whole. This judgment reflects His Lordship's clear and consistent judicial mindset, grounded in statutory interpretation, administrative discretion, and equitable application of policy. His Lordship's judgment also emphasized on need-based evaluation and the rejection of blanket parity claims where circumstances differ locality-wise. In P.V. Satyanarayana versus High Court of Judicature for the State of Telangana, WP 7517, His Lordship sitting along with Justice Namavaram Rajeshwar Rao authored the judgment. His Lordships adjudicated upon a service law matter concerning disciplinary action taken against a petitioner, a former Assistant Registrar of the High Court, who challenged the orders which removed him from service and dismissed his department review respectively. The disciplinary proceedings arose out of alleged misconduct in connection with the leakage of examination material used for recruitment to district court positions. The petitioner, who had served the judiciary since 1982 and held various posts including personal secretary and assistant registrar, was entrusted with carrying question papers and answer keys to Visakhapatnam in October 2011. In March 2012, several months after this exercise, a complaint was lodged regarding a suspected paper leak. Subsequently, a charge sheet was issued in July 2013. After a protracted inquiry, the disciplinary authority imposed the penalty of removal from service. The petitioner assailed the inquiry proceedings on the grounds that he was denied a fair opportunity to defend himself. His Lordships examined the records and found that the inquiry indeed suffered from procedural infirmities. Lordships observed that the inquiry officer had drawn adverse conclusion against the petitioner based on presumptions without proving the core charges through substantive evidence. Consequently, His Lordships allowed the writ petition, quashed the orders of removal and dismissal of review, and directed the respondents to reinstate the petitioner in accordance with law. In Swati Srivastava versus Rohit Kumar civil revision petition, Lordships adjudicated upon a procedural issue concerning the maintainability and classification of a matrimonial suit filed under Section 7(1)D of the Family Courts Act in conjunction with Order 7 Rule 1, and Section 26 of the CPC. The wife had instituted an original suit through a special power of attorney, seeking a perpetual injunction to restrain the respondent husband from initiating divorce proceedings in New Zealand. The Office of the Family Court had returned the plaint via a docket order dated 9th May 2024, directing that the suit should have been filed as an original petition under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 rather than an original suit under the Family Courts Act. The trial court relied upon a High Court circular and held that matrimonial matters must be instituted as original petitions where personal reliefs are sought. Aggrieved by the procedural return of her plaint, the petitioner preferred the revision petition in the High Court. His Lordships considered the scope and application of Rules 32 and 33 of the Civil Rules of Practice and held that those provisions were not restricted only to property disputes or statutory petitions under the Hindu Marriage Act. Lordships clarified that the petitioner was not invoking a relief under the Hindu Marriage Act, but was seeking a civil remedy in the matrimonial context, which was rightly instituted as an original suit under the Family Courts Act. Consequently, His Lordships allowed the revision petition, set aside the docket order of the Family Court, and directed the Family Court to register the suit as an OS. His Lordship's judgment reinforces the principle that procedural formalities should not obstruct legitimate claims. On the eve of Legal Services Day in November 2024, organized by the Telangana State Legal Services Authority at Ambedkar Bhavan, Hanamkonda, His Lordships distributed checks to self-help group women sanctioned by the District Rural Development Agency aimed at empowering disadvantaged communities. His Lordships, in an awareness program organized by the Telangana Legal Services Authority in Nizamabad, advised the youth to concentrate on their life goals and to abstain from drugs. He also emphasized that the information technology was supposed to make life wiser and students should not use it in an adverse manner. Based on your Lordship's valuable advice, the Telangana State Legal Services Authority has launched the Telangana State Community Mediation Program to resolve the disputes at the grassroots level itself with the involvement of community elders. In 9 districts of the state, a total of 468 community elders were trained in mediation and 44 community mediation centers were established, and nearly half of the petitions filed before the community mediation centers are being disposed of by the community mediation volunteers themselves. His Lordships has also demonstrated an unwavering commitment to child-centric justice at the National POCSO Conference titled Voice for the Voiceless, which was held under the aegis of the Women and Child Welfare Department of the state, UNICEF and State Legal Services Authority in Hyderabad on the 5th and 6th of July 2025, which was participated by Honorable Supreme Court Judges Justice Suryakant and Justice Vikramnath. His Lordships delivered a strong message cautioning against procedural delays and technical barriers that inadvertently re-traumatize children seeking protection and justice under the law. His Lordships emphasized on creating a system that is sensitive, responsive, and trauma-informed, which reflects not only his judicial wisdom, but also his deep empathy for the most vulnerable. His Lordships also advised the students at my alma mater and recounted the contributions of Dr. Babasaheb B.R. Ambedkar in the university, where the chief guest was the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, on 12th July 2025. Your Lordship's courtroom was known for blending judicial gravity with an engaging sense of humor, which brought warmth and ease to courtroom proceedings. Your Lordships has always been courteous and respectful towards members of the bar and fostered an atmosphere of mutual dignity and collegiality. All the members of the bar, the youngsters and the seniors were treated alike, and the best of the bar came out in your Lordship's court. With wit that never undermined the seriousness of the law, and grace that uplifted every interaction. Your Lordships exemplified how empathy and decorum can coexist with intellectual rigor in the administration of justice. Your Lordships always exemplified the very essence of what it means to be a judge, with a rare blend of intellectual depth, unwavering integrity, and judicial temperament. Your Lordship's courtroom was not just the clarity of thought or the command over legal principles, but the profound sense of fairness that guided every decision. Whether in matters of civil complexity, criminal gravity, taxation, or matters of constitutional significance, the Lordships approached every case with intellectual rigor, moral clarity, and unwavering commitment to equity. Your Lordships have, during these days, have a very thorough knowledge of the history of the Telangana state. Your Lordships' decisions were to do justice in general. Many at the bar believed that your Lordships has treated the Telangana state as your native state. Apart from law, your Lordships believes in maintaining a balanced life. Your Lordships is an avid reader and a poetry enthusiast. Lordships is also fond of couplets, play dramas, nature, and wildlife. Lordship Justice Sujoy Paul is fluent in Urdu and has a deep love for poetry. He has long admired the great saint poet Kabir. His Lordships has a great liking for dohas, for the simplicity and the depth in the words that carry. So much so, he named his son Kabir as a quiet and personal tribute to a poet who has deeply inspired him. His Lordship's father, late Noni Gopal Paul, passed away when his Lordships was 15 months old. His Lordship's mother, Manjushri Paul, is a school teacher and was awarded the best teacher by President Shankar Dayal Sharma on 5th September 1955. On the eve of the Women's Day, on March 8th, 2025, this year, his Lordships remarked, "My mom is my real hero." After seeing your Lordships from 26/3/2024 till today, the bar experienced the student son she nurtured into a gentleman par excellence. His Lordships also has deep admiration for Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, which deepened after reading works by author Mahasweta Devi. His Lordships, during his tenure at Gwalior, made it a point to visit every significant site related to Jhansi Lakshmi Bai revolt against the British. Lordship's wife, Mrs. Anaga, is a homemaker and also runs fabric waste management and is also working as secretary at Kasturba Gandhi National Memorial Trust, Indore. She is an artist and also writes poems. Lordship's son Kabir Paul is a practicing advocate in Madhya Pradesh. Daughter-in-law Mrs. Saloni is a chartered accountant. His Lordship's daughter Khushi Paul, a graduate of National Institute of Fashion Technology, Bangalore, runs a Bangalore-based fashion label which provides employment for over 50 people. No wonder our Chief Justice is always the dapper-looking gentleman. As your Lordship steps into this new chapter at the Presidency Court, may your journey be as fulfilling as it was here. Your Lordships has left an indelible mark on the legal fraternity of Telangana with your wit, generosity, and courtesy. On behalf of the entire legal fraternity of Telangana, I extend my best wishes on your Lordship's transfer to Hon'ble High Court of Calcutta and wish your Lordship success in all future endeavors.
The learned Advocate General, the Additional Solicitor General, Deputy Solicitor General, all the Additional Advocate Generals, President of the Bar Association and his team of office bearers, the learned Public Prosecutor, Chairman, Bar Council, all the distinguished senior advocates, the Registrar General, all the officers of the registry, my colleague, sister and brother judges, and all the members of the bar. With hearts awash in mixed emotion, we have gathered today to bid a fond farewell to Honorable the Acting Chief Justice, Justice Sujoy Paul, as he embarks on a new chapter with the Calcutta High Court. This moment is filled with both pride and a sense of loss as we reflect on the remarkable contributions His Lordship has made during his tenure, first as a judge of this High Court and later as the Acting Chief Justice. Justice Sujoy Paul, born on 21st of June 1964 to late Sri Noni Gopal Paul and Srimati Manjushri Paul. He completed his post-graduation and LLB from Rani Durgavati University, Jabalpur. After completing his academic pursuits, Justice Sujoy Paul enrolled as an advocate in the year 1990 and commenced his legal practice under the mentorship of Sri R.K. Gupta, a prominent senior advocate of Madhya Pradesh and who later became a judge of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh as well. His Lordship has practiced on the civil, constitutional, industrial and service law and subsequently in all branches of law, and has also appeared in various courts under him. During the course of his distinguished practice, Justice Sujoy Paul appeared on behalf of several institutions, earning great respect for his legal acumen and integrity. Justice Sujoy Paul was elevated as an additional judge of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh on 27th of May 2011 and became a permanent judge on 14th April 2014. His Lordship was transferred to this High Court and took oath as a judge of this High Court on the 26th of March 2024. Upon transfer of the previous Chief Justice of this High Court, Justice Alok Arade, to the Bombay High Court, His Lordship, Justice Sujoy Paul, took charge as the Acting Chief Justice with effect from 20th of January 2025. An outstanding judge, his tenure as this High Court marked a significant milestone in his career, reflecting his commitment of the highest standards of jurisprudence. We have all witnessed of a cool, calm and composed, but truly a firm and a bold judge, known for his humility and being grounded at all stages of life, and also appreciated by one and all for the courtroom demeanor. Above all, there is a human touch in everything His Lordship speaks and in his judgments as well. His presence on the bench has left a lasting impression on all who had the honor to witness his judicial journey, inspiring colleagues and members of the bar alike through his exemplary professionalism and dedication. During his tenure as a judge, first in the Madhya Pradesh High Court and later before this High Court, we are all well aware of Justice Sujoy Paul's several significant rulings across diverse areas of law, reflecting his deep legal skill and steadfast commitment to the rule of law. These judgments stand as a testament of his deep legal acumen, careful deliberation, and steadfast commitment in upholding the rule of law and contributing greatly to the legal fabric of this nation. Some of the judgments and material importance have been just mentioned by the learned Advocate General in his address, which are only a tip of the iceberg from the large number of judgments rendered by His Lordship during his 14 years of long service as a judge. Justice Sujoy Paul's journey stands as a true testament of how a man of vision, determination, and unwavering integrity towards justice can rise to great heights through dedication, perseverance in the service of the judiciary. Upon assuming as the charge of the Acting Chief Justice of this High Court on 21st of January 2025, Justice Sujoy Paul has made remarkable contributions on the administrative front, streamlining processes and enhancing the efficiency of the system. A mother is always considered to be the first teacher of a child, and for Justice Sujoy Paul, he has a rare distinction and privilege of his mother not only being his first teacher at home, but also his class teacher at his school as well. It is the upbringing of that strong lady which is reflected from the life of Justice Sujoy Paul. She is still with him and proudly witnessing the great services rendered by her son in the Indian justice dispensing system. The special mention to a person who has stood as a strong pillar alongside His Lordship, Most Revered Madam Anaga Paul. It was she who has been facing the blunt of all the occupational hazard that this profession could bring. However, she had faced all odds and situations gracefully and has stood beside His Lordship as a rock of Gibraltar. Speaking for me, His Lordship's transfer is in fact a loss for me personally, as I would be losing a true friend and an advisor. His Lordship knows me from the time I joined the profession about 34 years back and have seen me grow to this day. My having moved through 3 states, initially at Madhya Pradesh, then to Chhattisgarh and later to the Telangana High Court, luck has brought us again in this state of Telangana for a period of 15 months working together as a judge of this High Court. I have not found any change in him right from the time I met him first professionally in the year 1991, even though professionally he had flourished enormously and subsequently having also got elevated as a judge. There is no change in his behavior or attitude, internally or externally, and that is a true sign of a great person. There are lots of fond memories of our tenure together at this High Court. As His Lordship now proceeds to undertake his new responsibilities at the oldest High Court of India, that is the Calcutta High Court, we extend our sincere wishes for a robust health and continued professional excellence, and with every success at the new chapter of his judicial journey. We also extend our heartfelt, our best wishes to his entire family as well. Thank you.
My esteemed brother and sister judges, my best friend and my wife, Mrs. Anaga Paul, Mrs. Mini Koshi, Shri B. Narasimha Sharma, Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Shri A. Sudarshan Reddy, Learned Advocate General and his team, Shri P. Nageshwar Rao, Learned Public Prosecutor, Shri A. Narasimha Reddy, Chairman, Telangana State Bar Council, Shri G. Praveen Kumar, Learned Deputy Solicitor General of India, Shri A. Jagan, President, Telangana High Court Bar Association and his team, Learned Senior Counsel, Registrar General and his team of Registrars, Law Secretary, Director, Telangana State Judicial Academy, Member Secretary, Telangana State Legal Services Authority, Secretary, High Court Legal Services Committee, learned advocates, the members of print and electronic media, and dear friends. I joined the Telangana High Court on 26 March 24. At that time, I was already holding the charge of Director, National Judicial Academy, Bhopal, in addition to my judicial duties. To discharge the duties of Director of about 8.5 months, I was required to travel to Bhopal on Fridays to look after the work at the Academy on Saturdays and Sundays. After joining this High Court also, I continued as Director of National Judicial Academy till 15th April 24. During my stint in the National Judicial Academy, I got opportunity to interact with many judges of different high courts. Because of that, I got opportunity to interact with the judges of this court as well. This High Court has a rich history and produced great legal minds. To name a few, Shri K. Subba Rao, Shri K. Madhava Reddy, Shri A. Kuppa Swami, Shri K. Ramchandra Rao, Shri O. Chinnappa Reddy, Shri K. Jayachandra Reddy, Shri P. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Shri B. P. Jeevan Reddy, Shri Venkataramani Reddy, Shri M. Janardhan Rao, Shri Dr. Raghuram, Shri B. Sudarshan Reddy, Shri R. Subhash Reddy, and at present Shri P. S. Narasimha, Shri P. V. Sanjay Kumar, and Shri S. V. Bhatti, the sitting judges of Supreme Court. It was a motivation as well as a challenge to function in this great High Court in consonance with the great tradition laid by my predecessors. Within no time, because of warmth and cooperation of members of the bar and my colleagues and registry officer, I felt as if I am functioning in my parent High Court. My tenure in this High Court was a great learning experience for me. I got exposure to various new subjects and got wonderful assistance from the members of the bar. During my journey on the bench, I received impeccable support from my family members. I lost my father at the age of 15 months, but my mother, a primary school teacher and a Best Teacher President awardee, was also my class teacher, and she was constant source of inspiration for me. My wife Anagha stood as a rock with me in the days of crisis and during storms of life. My children and my daughter-in-law are also a source of strength for me. The Telangana State Legal Services Authority initiated community mediation movement in this state. The community elders were given structured training of community mediation, and in turn, the respective communities have opened community mediation centers in several districts. Mr. Panchakshri, Member Secretary of Legal Services Authority, has taken lot of pains to spread the idea of community mediation. The district administration has given ample support in every district. The data received from various districts regarding resolution of disputes in community mediation is really encouraging. In view of my experience in community mediation, which we started at Indore and which has now already spread in almost 9 districts of this state, I can say that community mediation can be a game changer in certain areas. I wish to sincerely acknowledge the invaluable cooperation and support extended to me by my esteemed colleagues, by Shri Govardhan Reddy, Registrar General and Vigilance, Shri S. Srinivas Reddy, Registrar Administration and Recruitment, Shri D. Ravindra Sharma, Registrar Infrastructure and Inquiry, Shri J. Jeevan Kumar, Registrar Judicial, Mr. Praveen Kumar, Registrar Information and Technology, Mr. T. Venkateshwara Rao, Registrar Protocol, Mr. V. Ramesh, Registrar Management, and Mr. B. S. Chiranjeevi, Registrar Judicial 2. I place on record my deep appreciation for the dedicated services of Mr. A. M. Sarfaraz, Principal Secretary, Mr. T. Nagesh Babu, Principal Private Secretary, and Mr. P. L. Narasimha Rao, Private Secretary. I am also grateful for the assistance provided by Mr. Sridhar Rao, Registrar OSD. I would be failing in my duty if I don't place on record the valuable services rendered by my personal staff attached to my office and residence. My personal secretaries, Mr. T. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Mr. G. Venkat Rahul, Court Officer, Mr. Naveen Kumar, and Mrs. P. Manjula, Court Masters, Mr. Srinivas Reddy, Mrs. V. Sarita, Mrs. N. Vijay Lakshmi, Ms. K. Mathili, and Ms. S. Alekhya, Law Clerks, Ms. Balaka Bhattacharya, Tishya Bagchi, and Mr. Rahul Sai, System Assistant, rendered their services with commendable efficiency and dedication. I would also like to acknowledge the assistance of my chamber staff, Muhammad Abdullah, Muhammad Mohsin, Dhanraj, Mr. Lakshman, along with the bungalow staff and all those who worked for me and my family. I also appreciate the services of my personal security officers, Mr. Ramakrishna Reddy and Mr. Somulu, as well as my drivers, Mr. Jahangir and Mr. Rajesh. I am also thankful to the Special Protection Force of Telangana State for providing security to my official residence and office throughout my tenure. I would like to thank all the protocol staff, Mr. Srinivas, Mr. Narayan and Mr. Pavan, who were always available to assist me and my family members during my travels. Lastly, I extend my gratitude to the medical staff, especially Mr. Pandu, for attending to medical duties whenever my family and I visited hospitals. Long back, it was said that when a judge conducts a trial, he himself is on the trial before his fellow citizens. This old adage has assumed more significance in the era of live streaming. The proceedings of courts are witnessed by lawyers, litigants, students, and other stakeholders. It is also said that judiciary does not have a sword or purse. The greatest power of judiciary lies in the faith of the people. The procedural fairness, efficiency, clarity, promptness, and purity of judgment enhances the faith in litigant people. In my brief tenure, I have witnessed the tremendous potential of the bar, and I hope that bar and bench together will leave no stone unturned to enhance the faith of the people in this institution. Thank you all once again for your presence at my farewell and showering your best wishes. Wish you all the very best. Saint Kabir is one of my favorite poets. Kabir said, कबीरा जब हम पैदा हुए जग हासे हम रोए. कबीरा जब हम पैदा हुए जग हासे हम रोए. ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हासे जग रोए. When we were born, the world laughed and we cried. Live your life in such a way that when you die or leave, you smile and the world cries. Thank you once again. Thank you.